once again, thank you very much for staying over. So these are the leaders that we have in the Bay Area, right? Am I hearing it right? Yes. There you go. This is the first Super Saturday training that we're going to have, one of the many. And the faster we grow, the bigger room we're going to have. This is just the beginning. And that's what we all believe, right? Remember, there's only 2 million people in the Bay Area. Only 2 million. We don't need the whole 2 million, right? Give me 1% of that, I'll be happy. Okay, so Super Saturday training, first topic that we're going to have is mindset. Okay? And I guess that's me. Okay. Why is mindset so important? Because 95% of the success is mental and 5% of success is physical. Can we all agree with that? Okay? It's also said by Napoleon Hill in the book called Think and Grow Rich, that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Do you agree with that? Yes. Okay? It all starts from our mindset. Okay? If you believe you're going to be diamond before the end of the year, you will be. Because everything that you do from today will be gearing towards achieving that goal. Am I right or wrong? Right. Okay? So, mental. Boy, this is really tough. Because, comes with it is what we call determining your why. That's your wall. That is really what's going to make you successful with this business. You have to have your why. You have to determine it. It needs to be big enough to make people cry or move a community to follow you. Now, what could be bigger than having your dreams and your family and your freedom and your lifestyle? Okay, dreams. Let's talk about dreams. Who has some dreams about having a great life in the future here? Raise your hand. Everybody does, right? Okay. Always remember in dreams are free. Okay? You don't even have to pay taxes for it. I'm sorry for that, Sarah. Okay? But the reality is, if you dream, you might as well dream big. Like I said, it's free. And, whenever you put a timeline on your dream, it becomes a goal. Right? It becomes a goal. But if you don't put a timeline on your dream, it will remain as a wish. And that is very, very sad. That's why your why needs to be bigger than what you could think of. You really need to dig deep inside you. Why am I doing this business? Why am I with Kyani? We need that. We need a bigger why, because a lot of times we're going to hit a brick wall. A lot of times we're going to have negative people around us. And if your why is not big enough, the next thing you knew, you'll be sleeping on your bed instead of attending a training like this. Right? I remember one time, when I was at Kaiser, we always have the biggest event of Kaiser on Super Bowl day. Everybody's complaining. Why do you always have to have the biggest event in Kaiser, community service-wise, in the event, same day that there's a Super Bowl? They do that intentionally because they want to know how big is your why. Okay, if your why is watching those millionaire football players, then that's your why. But if your why is to help the community, then you'll be with their event for that day. They do that intentionally. Okay, so okay, I have some quotations that I've seen last night, and I want to share it all with you guys. Okay, is it okay? Sure. This one is said by Mark Twain. Okay, when it comes to freedom, the lack of money is not the root of evil. I mean, money is not the root of evil, but it's the lack of money. right? I was reading on it and I said, boy, that makes sense. I grew up being told that money is the root of all evil. I didn't know it's the lack of money that is the root of all evil. You want to have freedom, whether we like it or not. Money is not everything, as we always say, but, you know, for me, it sits right next to oxygen. Whether you like it or not, you need money for everything that we do, right? You want to help people. You want to pay a scholarship program to somebody back home. You want to support your family. You need money to do that, right? Now, lifestyles. Boy, who doesn't want lifestyle? I can ask my son, I said, what's your lifestyle that you want to be, right? Cars, that's free in Kyani, right? All the way to $10,000, is that, Ricky? $10,000 a month for your car? Wow. That's a Bugatti. Okay? Free travels wherever. See, traveling is great. I'm a traveler myself. I've seen the world for free. I used to work for Princess Cruises. Okay? Yet I get paid to do that. Now, but traveling that you don't have to work, traveling whenever you want and wherever you want, that's priceless. Right?
Yes.
For me, one of my dreams is to travel the world with my wife. You know, I don't want to make fun of my wife, but the longest travel that she ever had since she arrived in America is going to Nevada, because we have to go to Las Vegas. All she did all of her life when she arrived here is work, work, work. We've been married on our first 2 years, I didn't know she hasn't seen Pier 39 in downtown San Francisco. I'm not putting you on the spot, huh? Okay? But it's reality. We got sucked into this whirlwind that we forgot what is really our why. Our family, our kids, our loved ones, right? Those are the most important things. You have to keep that deep in your heart, close to you. Okay. Develop the right mental attitude. This is a great topic. Who could tell me what's on the screen, rather than a scribble? What does it look like? A roller coaster, folks, right? Emotional roller coaster. Choose long-term thinking. A lot of people said, oh, I'm very stable. I'm in control of myself. I'm in control of my emotion. You know, I don't go to ups and downs. Really? Okay, let me ask you this. By the raise of hand, how many people who had invited guests today? How many of you who had guests did not arrive? What do you feel when you didn't see them right after we closed the door earlier today? You went down, right? Roller coaster is just like this. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, when we decided we're going to have this Super Saturday, everybody's emotion was so high. You're on the uphill, right? Oh, we're going to have a training. We're going to kill the market. And then people talk. You start talking to your friends, your family, your neighbors, your co-workers. You start talking to 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, 50 people, and yet you only have 5 confirmations. What do you feel? You thought that 50 people will say yes to you, right? If you're not ready, then that's reality. Then out of the 5, just yesterday, you got a call from the 2 that they're canceling. Anyone experience that? Okay. Then registration comes. I see a lot of distributors earlier, both on the entry and exit door, looking. Where's my guest? Where's my 3 remaining guests? I was about to close the door earlier. Ojie, 5 more minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes. Okay, we're closing the door. Ojie, 2 more minutes. Okay. So how do you feel when they finally did not show up, the whole 3? And then in the middle of the presentation, you got a call. Oh, we got lost. We'll just do it next time. How do you feel? Really bad. But you know what? Let me tell you this. You shouldn't. It's not your loss. It's their loss. Okay? But the only thing I ask you is never give up. When you get out of this room today, call them again. But this time, be excited. Be excited. You know what? You should have been there. You should have seen the amount of people that we have in that meeting. You should have heard Ms. Ricky Brown talk about compensation plan. You missed that opportunity. The next time you want to see her talk, you got to travel to Bakersfield. Right? If you can catch her in Bakersfield. Right? It's not your loss, it's their loss. Always remember that. I remember, I never told this story to anyone. It's only me and my wife who knows this story. When I first asked Sarah to listen to this presentation, Miss Sarah Hallock, by the way, the best business partner you could ever ask for. Okay. She's like a big sister to me, older sister to me. When I asked her to listen to this presentation, she said, "Oh, okay, so meet me in my house on a Thursday." So, Thursday morning, I got a call in my office. "Ojie, I'm canceling." Boom. My emotion just went down. She's the big fish that I've been wanting to talk about this, okay? Because I know her work ethics. We've been together in other businesses in the past. And I know how much pull she has. So, I said, okay, can we reschedule it on Friday? No, just drop the 7-day trial pack. The sample. Give me the sample. I want to try it first. I said, okay. For the first time, she won't even let me in their house. She met me. She was waiting outside the driveway. Okay, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I said, okay, but I need to sit down with you. Okay, tomorrow night, she said. Oh, tomorrow morning. She wants to meet on Saturday morning. I said, boy, it's the only day that I don't wake up at 4 in the morning. I said, okay, nevertheless, okay, we'll meet at what time? 8 o'clock. I'll prepare breakfast. What happened? I slept over. It's my fault. I called her. The moment I woke up, I called her. I said, Sarah, we need to meet. No, you missed your window. No, we got to meet. But I'm going to go somewhere. Do your business. I'm going to meet you tonight. 10 o'clock at night, I was in their house. Okay? I start showing him the presentation. I start talking about compensation plan. We dissected it until 3 in the morning. Talk about a one-on-one from 10 to 3, 5 hours, one-on-one. And she has a complete database of questions waiting to be answered. While she was talking, anybody who knows her, she's on her computer. Okay, so what about this? What about this? What about that? Oh, what's your website? She was already my website. And then I said, okay, this is 3 o'clock, okay? I need to go home. We need to go. My wife and I, we need to go home. Oh, you can go home. I said, really? So are you signing up? I already did. I was in your website. I joined you. That's the one that I want. Now my emotion is like, great. Now it's up again. After we cross the San Mateo Bridge, I start getting sleepy. My emotion is down again. I said, boy, I gotta reach San Francisco without causing any harm to anybody. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for almost 24 hours. So, but you know what? As soon as I thought I was going to have a really sleepy ride to San Francisco, no. My emotion was, I got Sarah. That day, that was June 21. Right? June 21.
Father's Day.
Yes. And then we start working. Who would have thought? Today is August 29, right? We have 7 sapphires in this team. Please, I'd like to give a great, really, I want to thank these people who had worked so hard to make this happen. I keep on thanking them all. First, I'd like to thank Sapphire Miss Sarah Hallock. Sapphire Bing Hallock, Sapphire Romel Abretike. Please stand up, Romel. Sapphire Alan Bruno. And the latest Sapphire in our team, Miss Flaviana. Boy, I can't even imagine that in 10 weeks time we produce this much of leaders. And of course, I will never ever forget to thank our great mentor, Miss Mina De Vera. She's always been there. You know, that's why I call her part-time wife to Charles. Charles is on the back. Okay? Now, what I'm saying about emotional roller coaster is going to happen. Whether we like it or not, we can't control that. You can control yourself, but you can't control your environment. You can't control other people. You just have to learn how to deal with it. You know, they always said, the only way to get out of a hole is to get out of the hole. The longer you stay in the hole, you're stuck. You can't move. You can't grow. Right? I always think, whenever somebody says no to me, great. Next person, no, great. You know why? Because if I keep on having no, believe me, I will celebrate the first yes that I will ever have. Okay? Now, keys to massive success. Now this is very touchy. Okay? We've discussed this over and over in our headquarters, right? The Union City headquarters. First one is be coachable. I always tell people you gotta work, you gotta think, you gotta have a mentality like a sponge. You gotta be coachable, you gotta be observant, you gotta absorb everything that your leader are showing you or leading you to, because you know they've been through it, we've been through it, so all you gotta do is just copy what we have done and don't do the mistakes that we've done, but just copy the way to success. So your way to your success is a lot more easier. You know, we've already paved the way. Ms. Ricky Brown did that for us. Mina De Vera have done that for us. They paved the way so that it could be easier for all of us to become successful. All we got to do is just be simply coachable. Okay, it's not about you. It's always about your customers. It's always about your distributors under you. That's what it's all about. Okay? Responsible. Be responsible. I used to have a list of books that I recommend because I always ask my business partners and my distributors to start reading. Be responsible. Do your own self-growth. You know, learn. Learn from those people who have done it before. There's a lot of books out there, and I bet you Romel is already Googling it, right? Okay? We have to be responsible. The first sense of responsibility also lies on those people. When you sign up people as a distributor, everybody celebrates that we have a new distributor, yay! A lot of people think that that's the end of my job. I signed him up as my distributor. No, that's just the beginning. Your responsibility to these people have just begun. It's not over. When I sat down with Sarah before, I told Sarah, we're going to do this business right, and we're going to do this the way we know best. First of all, I have a commitment. I'm going to make sure that whomever you want, whomever you pick in your team to become successful, I'll be there. I'll help you and the rest of the team to become successful. Whenever we do PBR in Sarah's house, what is it for those people who have been there? Because actually we built this team in her house, right? That's the headquarters, in their living room and part of the garage, right? So my commitment, the leader of this group, our commitment to you guys is that if you give us one step forward, we'll meet you. We'll give you one step forward. You give us 2 steps, we'll give you 2 steps. You give us 10 steps forward, we'll give you 10 steps forward. It doesn't matter. You know, who needs to sleep? Right? When I first got my car for being Sapphire, I was so happy. But 2 months later, and I have over 5,000 miles already, I said, boy, I'm going to have serious maintenance on this car very soon. Minimum every day is 90 miles for us. But that's a commitment that we give. We want to be responsible to our own words. We make a promise, and we're going to comply with that. Now, commitment. This is a big word. Folks, if there's any word out there that's bigger, the biggest word that I consider is commitment. You got to be committed. One, you got to be committed to yourself. If you want to be successful, set your goals. Know your why, set your goals, and be committed to it. Without your own personal commitment, you're not going anywhere. However good your mentors are, you're not moving anywhere because you're not committed. You know? Commitment to me is if I see a person who's committed to attaining success, boy, that's the one that I want to hold hands in. I want to run with that person. But if you're going to do business once in 30 days, one day in 30 days, become a secret agent for another 45 days, and come back as a Sapphire, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, but hey, she's committed. She's committed now, right, Flavie? See, that's how you see how serious we are when we say, you know, as long as you're committed, we will help you become successful. I don't want to tell you the full story, but you can ask the gorgeous lady at the back what it meant. And I'm running out of words for this. Whenever I think about Flavie. Now, desire. We talked about desire, we mentioned about desire earlier. This is how you're going to be measured by your own prospects, by your own fellow distributor. How much desire do you really have inside you? You know, you want to be happy, you want to have great success. You got to be measured by your desire. Desire is just like your fuel. That's your main fuel for your business. Okay? You have to have, as we call that, burning desire. You got to have it inside you, 24/7, until you hit the stage or the position that you really want to. Once you lose that desire, is the day you stop moving. Right? Work ethics, what could I say? Be on time. Right? It's a very touchy thing when we talk about work ethics, especially on inviting people, on who's signing up this person. Right? Because we always say there's a 6 degrees of separation, right? But it happens to be you live in a community full of Filipinos, and in Filipino community there's only 2 degrees of separation. You know somebody who knows you right away. Okay? I don't know what's up with the community that we have. It's so easy to find, you just go to the mall, you'll find the one that you're looking for. You go to Saramonte, if you're looking for a Filipino, he's there. If you haven't seen him for 10 years, go to Saramonte Mall, you'll find it there. Okay? That's how close we are. So, work ethic, when you bring somebody, oh, I know that person too. I also ask for that person to check out my business. Right? Oh, some laughter there, so it happened. Right? So, it doesn't mean that you talk to one person and say, hey, I would like to talk to you about the Kyani. And the person, okay, let's talk, but I'm busy right now. Let me hook up with you next day, or tomorrow. You see the person the next day. And then we have a PBR, again, on the headquarters. You were there. And then the one that you were inviting was invited by somebody else. So what does that mean? Just because you're the first one to invite this person doesn't mean this person will sign up under you. Right? The worst mistake that we can ever do as a distributor to a fellow distributor is to say, I invited you first, you should be mine. No, it doesn't happen that way. Whomever invited the person, whoever brought the person to a PBR or a presentation like this, and if that person feels comfortable signing under you as their distributor, then that person will be with your team. Right? It doesn't matter if you invited this person 100 times. That only shows that that person doesn't want to work with you in the first place. Right? It's reality, folks. Okay? There's a story about it. We have a business partner in the past. Sarah knows the story. She lives in the same house with her sister-in-law. She did not invite, there's 2 sister-in-laws that she has. Right? She invited the one that's a realtor. She did not invite the other one that is so quiet. Just, easygoing person. She only invited the older one, which is a realtor. And when we were in a hotel presentation like this, somebody else invited the quiet sister-in-law. But they live together in the same house. Right? Another person that she didn't know invited her quiet sister-in-law. Guess what happened after the presentation? The quiet sister-in-law signed up and the realtor did not. So who lost? Right? Those are the kind of attitudes. And she was crying to me and said, Ojie, but that's my sister-in-law. It doesn't matter. You did not invite her. You did not bring her to a presentation. Because you prejudge. You went for the realtor, and you didn't know that the quiet one is really a shark. Right? Long-term thinking. Always remember, folks, in network marketing, our journey is not a sprint. It's a marathon. You can sprint from one rank to the other, but if you want to ultimately reach a double black diamond, it will be a marathon. It's not going to happen overnight. Okay? Except for that 29 days diamond today posted in the Facebook. It's like, what? From Team Fusion. 29 days diamond. Wow. We did 21 days sapphire, but diamond? Boy. Right? But like I said, you have to have a long-term thinking. And if you're thinking that you're 35 years old now and you can retire at 37, well, I don't know what car you're going to be driving for 2 years. Right? But think longer than that if I were you.